Heel's World.
Throughout the last 2 weeks, I've had you guys send me in questions for this Q&A, and I've got a good amount of questions sent in, and now it's my time to do my job and answer your questions. And normally, I do a live stream on this channel where, again, you guys are in the chat and you listen to me and watch me at the same time, answer your questions live, and it gives you guys the opportunity to interact and agree to disagree with what I answer. I normally have a panel with me. It's normally OK Fabe, Non-Legit Wrestling Chase, Oliver 68, Matt from In the Row Show, if not, it's Elena Nicole, or if not, Dory. And we pretty much analyze all these questions and we answer them to the best of our abilities. But being that I'm trying to cut down these streams, I've decided to, this month, for the month of October, do a video for you guys and edit it all up and have it all nice and done for you guys to enjoy. So off I go. Without further ado, let's begin. The first set of questions come from YouTube. The first three questions come from Killer O'Demon 669. His first question is wrestling fixed? Well, I didn't know it was broken, which you can get your very own copy of the Bill Apter book, Is Wrestling Fixed? I didn't know it was broken, which is a very, very good read. I highly recommend people get this book. It is an amazing, amazing story of Bill Apter and throughout his whole, career in the wrestling business as one of the best wrestling journalists that the industry has seen. Bill Apter, in my opinion, is to pro wrestling journalism what Wolfgang Puck is to the culinary world. Your second question is thoughts on the presidential debate. It's comedy gold, honestly. I'm surprised that Comedy Central is not airing the debate also, because imagine if Comedy Central were to air the presidential debate. It'd be fucking field day every single time. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, what they're saying. Again, just pure entertainment. Your last question. What can save Raw from falling further down the toilet? Better writers. Writers that have a wrestling background. Writers that know what they're doing. Not these soap opera writers that, let's be honest here, never once in their lives watched wrestling or don't have an idea what the product is all about. If you bring in these wrestling writers, I guarantee you, they will pretty much save Raw from going down further into the toilet. But then again, it depends on what toilet it is. If it's like a fancy restaurant toilet, or if it's that crappy Joe that you see at the park toilet, depend what toilet are you talking about. Let's be real about it too. The next two questions come from DN Hart. Her first question. If you could create your dream stable with wrestlers from the past or present, which four would you choose? I'm going to go from two guys from the present, two guys from the past. Two guys from the present being Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, and the past being Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Just imagine the combination of those four guys. Imagine we took a time machine and we took AJ Styles and Seth Rollins back in time to the mid-90s with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Or if now we took, Bret Hart and Michaels from the 90s, the mid-90s, into today's wrestling, joining forces with Styles and, Seth Rollins. Just imagine that, that combination of what you can have, just the magic that we would be seeing on television every single week. It's a win-win in my opinion. Your second question, which wrestler would you like to write a tell-all book? I'll be honest, not a wrestler, more like a promoter, that being Vince McMahon. I know there's a book called Sex, Lies, and Headlock, the story of Vince McMahon, but I think it's a story written by someone else. I would love to see an autobiography by Vince McMahon. Let's face it, Vince McMahon, say what you want about him, he changed wrestling forever. He took the product and made it mainstream, and look where it's at today. Say what you want about him, but the guy's a genius. The next two questions come from 867-530-9858. That's a code, I believe. I don't know for what code it is, but good luck to you. First two questions here. Number one, who should the WWE bring into NXT? I would say Adam Cole. He's the future. Let's be honest about it. Adam Cole, baby. Yes, he's in the Bullet Club right now. Yeah, he's in New Japan Pro Wrestling, mainly in Ring of Honor. But nonetheless, the guy is obviously the future. You look at him, you already know he is WWE bound. I'm calling it now. By the end of 2017, he will be heading over to WWE. Unless Ring of Honor offers him a big fat contract, then that could change everything. But I'm calling it now. Your second question, if you follow baseball, who are you pulling for? I'll be honest, I really don't follow baseball, to be honest. I have friends that do, and normally my friends are Yankee fans or Mets fans, and obviously both teams are gone to my understanding. So there you go. If this was soccer, it'd be a whole nother story. Bayern Munich. Next 3 questions come from Remy LeBeau. First question is, push, bury, fire. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay, I would push the Macho Man. I would fire Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I wouldn't do it like Eric Bischoff. I would actually do it face to face, not over the phone or via voicemail. And I would bury The Undertaker because, again, he's a dead man, right? You know, you bury him and you would expect him to stick his hand out of the grave. But given the fact that the crowd cheers every time his music hits and how he gets a lot of more cheers than boos, and he does more than a few crowd-pleasing moves, do you think Kevin Owens would be better off as a babyface instead of a heel? Kevin Owens was at one time a babyface in Ring of Honor, near his end of his Ring of Honor run. And granted, it was okay for what it was, but we all knew Kevin Owens was leaving Ring of Honor, going to WWE. But I'll say this, heel Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen is better, in my opinion. Could he be a tweener? Yeah, but nonetheless, let's put it this way. We could cheer, we could boo. End of the day, it's a reaction. Whether he's a heel or a babyface. People will still cheer him, will go crazy for him. I know I will, because again...
My name's Kevin Steen. Subscribe to Heel Steven on YouTube.com, or I'll come to your house and ruin your life.
The final question. How important is physical presence, believability, and is it lacking today? It's lacking today. I believe it's very important because, again, when you watch wrestling, when you watch a match, you want to believe that the person that's in that match has a fighting chance. You want to believe that the two people that are in that ring are going to go out there and beat the fuck out of each other, and it's believable. Perfect example, Rey Mysterio, Great Khali, or the Big Show, whatever you want to put out there, right? Obviously, either Big Show or Great Khali could beat up Rey Mysterio and eat him up like a twig and just spit him out, right? But in wrestling terms, hey, could Rey Mysterio overcome the odds? Could he beat the giant, or if you will, could David overcome Goliath? And that's always been wrestling 101. Always good storytelling. The next question comes from Riley Brock. What do you think of Pharma Bro Martin Shkreli? I apologize if I botched that name. To my understanding, he was a pharmaceutical that pretty much raised up prices on some medicine, and he got arrested. He was charged a lot of money, and apparently now he's doing some donations, some charity work, where apparently you can donate, and as reward, you get to punch him in the face. And apparently he's encouraging his haters. Honestly, if that's what he wants to do, so be it. To each their own, right? Who are we to stop him? End of the day. Now, personally, me, I wouldn't pay to punch him. I'd do it for free. Next 3 questions come from the Waterboy. What is up, Waterboy? Favorite sex position? Mine, personally, is water style. Hashtag water style. Why not? Fuck it, I'll go with water style as well. Question number 2. What Pokemon do you relate to? Snorlax. I love to sleep a lot. There you go. I'm a Snorlax. Number 3. Do you think life itself is kind, not appreciated like it should be? I agree. I feel like people should appreciate their lives. I know all of us in life have it hard, have it easy, whether it's, the job that we have or whether you're employed or not. You just have to appreciate life because you just don't know if there is going to be tomorrow. That's what people always say. Live life like there's no tomorrow and enjoy it, make the best of it. To quote, I guess, Drake, you only live once. YOLO. Next questions here come from OK Fabe. OK Fabe, OK Fabe. Connor from OK Fabe. Given the state of TNA, oh boy, what would be the best course of action? If you had unlimited resources, what would you do? Would you buy TNA or try to salvage it? Gut the company and make something different, or start something completely separate and attempt to take talent from there and other places. P.S. What would the name of your company be? What talent would you focus on from either currently in TNA or free agents? Wow, this is like a giant open-ended question. I feel like I'm back in college again, doing a giant research paper, or it's not like you're doing a final exam and you're tired as fuck and it's that final question and you only have like 5 minutes left before the test is over and you have to just put words into paper and your hand's cramping up right now. Okay, if I ran TNA, I'll be honest, if I had unlimited resources, I would definitely try to buy it and change the whole thing about it. Keep this in mind. I think right now TNA is a rape victim. It's been a victim of rape for years by one crooked Dixie Carter. And I know what I'm saying right now is going to upset a lot of you TNA apologists, a lot of you TNA fanboys, or the TNA Mecha Bati boys, or the TNA Fan Zones Bati boys as well. It'll piss them off. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this right now. the way TNA is going right now with these lawsuits, what have you, TNA, this is a Dragon Ball Z reference, by the way. So a lot of you Dragon Ball Z fans will understand. TNA right now is like Planet Namek after Frieza put in that blast. So you're waiting for it to happen, that being Planet Namek to explode. So in other words, you're waiting for the end to happen eventually. But I would definitely, try to make something new out of it. The name would be probably Glory Pro Wrestling, GPW. Something random out of my head right now, if you will. I will try to take talent from TNA, some people that I think are talented like Eli Drake, EC3, Broken Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, why not? Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards, Bram, Mark Andrews, another one. And bring in other talents from the outside that are not signed yet, that are still young, up and coming. Even the likes of Mike Bennett, I forgot to mention him too. But also focus on the young talent, the future of the business, people that will be there for me 5 years from now, 10 years from now. An investment, if you will. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'll do at TNA. But at the end of the day, say what you want, but TNA right now, it's not a good place right now in Dixieland. I'm just saying. Now, the next 3 questions come from Michael Corvin, a long-time listener and regular caller from the TEAMHEEL podcast. He asked, first question, what are your thoughts on the New Day, who, by the time you read this comment, will have held the belts for 419 days and counting, possibly breaking Demolition's record, setting a 478-day World Tag Team title reign? It's bound to happen, honestly. Just let it be. Granted, I don't want to see it happen, but it's one of those things, what can you do? End of the day, you're going to sit there and let it happen. You're going to still watch the product regardless. In a perfect world, the club would have been the ones to beat the New Day for the tag team titles at SummerSlam or the night after SummerSlam on Raw. Or if not, at Clash of Champions. But at the end of the day, it's clear that the WWE wants the New Day to break that Demolition record. Number 2, should Miz have been the one to have broken Honky Tonk Man's 454-day run as IC champion? It could have been. I would have gone with it, especially with him with Maurice. But it's one of those things at the same time where eventually we as fans would have been bored of that run as him with the Intercontinental title. It was CM Punk's reign as WWE champion for 434 days. Eventually we got bored of it. And you want to see something new, and unfortunately they had Rock beat Punk. Now, I'll be honest, I do believe that The Miz will once again get the belt back from Dolph Ziggler. A part of me says that, but what the fuck do I know, right? Your final question, is it fair to classify Apollo Crews as a flop, and do you think he'd be better off being sent back to NXT? I can see him going back to NXT. I wouldn't mind it. Him going back to NXT, that star power that they need as well, a name, if you will. Granted, you look at him now on SmackDown, he's pretty much doing nothing, just jobbing out to Baron Corbin and AJ Styles. But it's one of those things where, you have guys on SmackDown that are named like AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, John Cena, a guy that they really want to invest in, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, who's there as well, Miz. There's people there that are before him that are going to pretty much blow him out of the water, if you will, as far as creative is concerned. So there's really nothing much for him right now. Could he go to Raw? Granted, yeah, but what will he do on Raw? It's one of those things right now where I wouldn't mind him going back to NXT. At the same time, take Baron Corbin with you. Next 3 question comes from Wrestling with Reality. Who would you vote for if you had to, and why, Hillary or Trump? Okay, I don't want to become all political here and shit. I know people have an opinion. It's fine. I don't want it to go to World War III in the comment threads of this video. If you want to vote for Donald Trump, that's fine. If you want to vote for Hillary Clinton, that's fine. Personally, me, I'm going to go with Hillary Clinton. Reason being because I feel like she is more suitable for the job than Donald Trump. Let's face it. Asking Donald Trump to be president right now is like asking Michael Jordan to play in the World Series of baseball. And we all know how his baseball career was, right? It's like asking CM Punk to main event UFC 205 for the welterweight title or for the lightweight title. And we all know how his MMA run is right now, right? It's shit. So why would I trust someone that has no experience in politics? Just saying, And I'll be honest, I don't see Donald Trump winning the minority vote, being the African Americans or Hispanics or Muslims or, I don't see it happening, to be honest. That's just my humble opinion. But we'll see. Number 2, what are your thoughts on people saying that by 2026 people will be able to fuck robots? Wow. Cool, I guess. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I mean, am I expecting it? Ooh, am I going to be? No. Will I even be around by then? I'm not even sure. But if it does happen, by all means. Number 3, what are 3 wrestlers you would release from WWE that you think aren't bringing anything to the company? Top of the head right now, Simon Gotch, Aiden English, and Titus O'Neil. Just 3 random guys I'm just putting out there. And the final question from YouTube here is from Elena. By the way, Elena Nicole has a new show on Monday nights after Raw, Elena's Raw After Party, which we review Raw live on her channel after every Monday Night Raw. So go check that out. Go sub to her. Check her out too. You will love her content. Believe me. Number 1, besides Asuka, which NXT women's wrestler do you think will be called up to the main roster next? I would say Peyton Royce, Mandy Rose, Analia, Ember Moon for sure, I believe. But it could be any of them right now. But at the same time, I feel like those women in NXT right now need to be established first in NXT. Be up there, be ready to, be at the same level where Sasha was, where Charlotte was, where Becky was, where even Bayley was in NXT. I would say this as well. I would love to bring back Carmella to NXT, at least, to get something going there, That's just me, of course. But again, it could be anyone. But if I'm going to pick right off the bat right now, I'd say Payne. Number 2, what are your thoughts on the landscape of the main roster women's division? Do you think a women's match will main event a top 4 pay-per-view? As far as main eventing a top 4, eventually I do think it will happen. Will it main event Survivor Series? Will it main event Rumble? Maybe one day. I do believe that Hell in a Cell will main event with Sasha and Charlotte. I think that's a good step in the right direction, especially them being in Hell in a Cell. It's history in the making. 2 women in a Hell in a Cell match. And I'll be honest, a part of me doesn't trust creative, but I do believe that what they're given, as far as creative, what have you, they will steal the show, regardless. But I think eventually there will be a women's main event and a big for pay-per-view. As far as the landscape is concerned, I mean, the focal point on Raw is Sasha and Charlotte right now. You have on SmackDown, Alexa Bliss trying to become the SmackDown Women's Champion against Becky Lynch, but Becky's out with an injury. On Raw, you have, Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, Dana Brooke, Nia Jax, Lana, who doesn't even wrestle. And on SmackDown Live, you have Becky Lynch, you have Alexa Bliss, you have Nikki Bella, Naomi, Carmella, Eva Marie. So at the end of the day, the landscape isn't bad right now, but it's more like the focal point is more towards Raw than SmackDown, in my opinion. But again, it could definitely change as time progresses. Who would you ideally like to see win the 2017 Royal Rumble? I'm going to go on and say, Finn Balor, because I do feel like the seeds are planted right there. He was out with an injury. He's going to come back, I believe, before Rumble time. Apparently, he's making a speedy recovery faster than everyone expected. So I do see him coming back, winning the Rumble, having his Mania entrance as the Demon King, right? And become once again the Universal Champion. Again, it could also be a SmackDown guy. Who's to say that, hey, Bray Wyatt ends up winning the Rumble and have Bray Wyatt be in the main event of WrestleMania, where he'll probably lose like he normally does, but that is around the point, right? Do you think Harambe was unjustly killed? Yes, I do. I believe he was killed for no reason whatsoever. Those damn zookeepers had no right to do what they did. Justice for Harambe. So that wraps up the YouTube questions. Now let me get to the Twitter questions now. They're all from Nate Steele. You can follow him on Twitter at _Ryan_Steele. At Heel Steven, you have $20. Who do you sign from this list? It's a list from $5, $4, $3, $2, $1. And they have names under each category. So from $5, I would take Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan. That's $10 right there. From the $4, I'll take Bret Hart. That's $14 right there. And from the $3, I would take CM Punk. That's $17. From the $2 range, I would take Eddie Guerrero. That's $19. And from the $1, I would take Rob Van Dam. So there you go. $20 spent right there. I believe it's good. Fuck, marry, kill. Alexa Bliss, Trish Trinidad, or Mia Yim, Jade from TNA. Okay, I would marry Mia Yim. I'd fuck Alexa Bliss and I'd kill Tia Trinidad. Would a face turn for the Wyeth or just Bray do any good for them or him, or be a good idea at this point? Honestly, no. I feel like, honestly, with Bray Wyatt at this point, he's a buried guy. Let's face it, he's just a promo and that's it. And even if he wins or loses, where does he go from here? Even as him as a face, where does Bray go, period? No one really knows. Could he go to Raw? Maybe, but again, what does he do on Raw? I'm the new face of fear that he had in a closet with the lights off, with the fucking lantern. Come on. I'm sorry, but I feel like the shit ran its course. And the guy's just doomed to fail, period. Drop me a comment down below what your thoughts on this Q&A. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Make sure you like all my videos. And as always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Peruvian Strong Style. It's your boy Heel, and I'm out. And remember, people, water style all the way.